Dysfunctional family. First, I'm going to talk about the definition of dysfunctional family. A dysfunctional family is a family in which conflict, misbehavior, and often child neglect or abuse of the part of individual parents occur continually and regularly, leading other members to accommodate such actions. Children sometimes grow up in such families with the understanding that such an arrangement is normal. This definition helps us for understand the child behavior when they don't have love and attention of their parents. The influence of parents' love is very important to the children's behavior in positive or negative aspects when they don't have a functional family. Dysfunctional families are primarily a result of codependent adults and may also be affected by addiction such as substance abuse, alcohol, drugs, etc., or sometimes an untreated mental illness. Dysfunctional parents may emulate or overcorrect from their own dysfunctional parents. In some cases, a childlike parents will allow the denominate parents to abuse their children. Now I explain the perception. The perception is a common misperception of dysfunctional family. In the mistakes, believe that the parents are on the verge of separation and divorce. While it is true in a few cases, often the marriage bond is very strong, the parents' faults actually complement other age. In short, they have nowhere else to go. However, this does not necessarily mean the family situation is stable. Any major stressors such as regulation, employment, underemployment, physical or mental illness, natural disaster, etc., can cause excess conflict affecting the children to become much worse. And some conflicts influenced by marital status are: first, between separate or divorced parents, usually relate to or arising from the breakup. One, conflict between the parents who remain married, often the perceived sake of the children, but whose separation or divorce will in a far more detrimental influence on those children. Parents who wish to divorce but cannot due to financial, societal, including religious or legal reasons. Children are afraid to talk within or outside the family about what is happening at home or were otherwise feared of their parents. Abnormal sexual behavior such as adultery, promiscuity, or incest. Lack of the time spent together, especially in reconciliation activities and social events. And finally, family members, including children, who disroom each other or refuse to be seen together in public. For example, in many cases, the following cold case is a family to be dysfunctional. Family with older parents or immigrant parents who cannot cope with changing times or a different culture. A parent of the same sex never interested in father-daughter, mother-son relation on behalf of the child. Children who have no contact with the extended family of their mother or father due to disharmony, disagreement, prejudice, feuding, etc. In a family with one rebellious child, the other child have to walk on eggshells to avoid the wrath of their parents, and going beyond more disagreement and instant change between family members regarding religion or ideology. Example, a family member encouraging or giving an abortion while others object on religious grounds. Parents who support the country behind the war while child do not. Now I explain dysfunctional parenting styles. Some example of dysfunctional parenting styles are kids as pawns. This occurs when a parent manipulates a child to achieve some negative results in the other parent rather than communicating with them directly. Examples including verbal manipulation, grossly trying to obtain information through the child, spying, or causing the child to dislike the other parent. There is no concern whatsoever for the dramatic effects it as a children, while such manipulation is often prevalent in child custody situations due to separation or divorce. It can also take place in fact families and known as triangulation, and list of their dysfunctional parenting styles using destructively narcissistic parents who rule by fear and conditional love, abusing parents who use physical violence or emotionally or sexual abuse their children, perfectionists fixating on order, prestige, power, and or perfect appearances while preventing the child from failing at anything, dogmatic or cold-like harms and inflexible discipline with children not allowed within. Inequitable parenting going to extremes for one child while continually ignoring the needs of other, deprivation, control, or neglect by withholding love, support necessities, sympathy, praise, attention, encouragement, supervision, or otherwise putting the children's well-being at risk. The most affect people in the child because they, unlike divorce and to a lesser extent separation, there is often no record of an intact family behind dysfunctional. As a result, friends, relatives, and teachers of such children may be completely unaware of a situation. In addition, child may be unfair, blaming or the family's dysfunction and placed under even greater stress than those whose parents parented. The children have a different behavior and depend on the situation they live. The behavior called the 6 basic rules. Children growing up in a dysfunctional family have been known to adopt one or more of these 6 basic rules. 1. The good child, also known as the hero, a child who assumes the parental role. 2. The problem child or rebel, also known as the scapegoat, the child who is blamed for most problems related to the family's dysfunction, despite often being the only emotionally stable one of the family. 3. The caretaker, the one who takes responsibility for the emotional well-being of the family. 4. The lost child, the inconspicuous, quiet one whose needs are usually ignored or hidden. 5. The mascot uses comedy to divert attention away from the increasingly dysfunctional family system. And 6. The mastermind, the opportunist who capitalizes on the other family members' faults to get wherever he or she wants, often the object or appeasement by grown ups. The consequences of dysfunctional family are effect negative on children. They have moderate to severe mental health issues, including possible depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts. Become addicted to smoking, alcohol, or drugs, especially if parents or friends have done the same. Bullying or be an easy victim thereof, possibly taking a dual role in a different settings. Be in denial regarding the severity of the family situation. Have mixed feelings of love, hate towards certain family members. Become a sex of their possibility, including philadelphia. Have difficulty forming healthy relationships with the peer group, usually due to shyness or a personality disorder. Spending an inordinate amount of time alone, watching television, playing video games, surfing the internet, listening to music, and other activities which lack in-person social interaction. Feel hungry, anxious, depressed, insulated for others, or unlovable. Have a speech disorder related to emotional abuse, distrust others, or even have paranoia. Become a juvenile delinquent and turn to a life of crime, with or without dropping out of school, and possibly become a gang member as well. Struggle academic at school or academic performance decline understandably. Have low self-esteem or a poor self-image with difficult expression emotion. Rebel against parental authority or conversely uphold their family's values in the face of peer pressure, or even to try to take an impossible middle ground that places no one think only of themselves to make up the difference of their childhoods, as they are still learning the balance of self-love. Have little self-discipline when parents are not around, such as compulsive spending, procrastinating to close the deadlines, etc. Unfamiliar and semi-lax reward consequences versus familiar parental consequence. Fine and other abusives, suppose or partner at a young age and or away from home, become pregnant, and or parent of illegitimate children, be at risk of becoming poor and homeless, even if the family is already wealthy or middle class. Have autodestructive or potentially self-dementing behaviors. Join a cult to find the absent they never had a home, or a minimum have differing physiological religious beliefs from that they were previously taught. Strive as young adults to live far away from particular family members of the family as a whole, perpetrate dysfunctional behaviors in other relationships, especially when they are children. Well, this is all, and